Hey everybody! My gosh, I'm starting to think maybe we just need to have a kind of a live chat here one day because I'm getting all, I'm reading all the messages and I'm responding and everything, and I look up and I had like 21 seconds. So that was kind of a panic moment. Anyway, we are in kind of a, I don't know, a Halloween haunted field. There's supposed to be a haunted house in here somewhere. I don't know if can you guys see it? I have stuff up on my screen, so I can't see everything. Actually, I think it's over my shoulder. I'm looking at the screen. It looks like it's freezing a little bit. We were having a little bit of internet trouble a few minutes ago when we were getting set up, so I'm hoping we don't have trouble tonight. So anyway, welcome to Tuesday night at the Hunt household. Oh, Alan's right over my shoulder. I don't know if you can see him or not. No? Okay. Gosh, everybody, welcome. So much fun. Those were great guesses. I saw Mockingbird Lane? And I thought, boy, that sounds familiar. What is it? And Alan knew right away, the Munsters. That was a cool guess. So fantastic guesses, all of them. So I always try and make it fun. I really, really love the cartoon kind of things too. So when I saw this background, I thought it was really kind of cool. So anyway, so welcome to Tuesday. So many people out here. Oh my gosh. I mean, the names, goodness, we have Donna, Jet, Jen Ray, Sandy Kohlendorfer's here, Suzanne, let's see, who else is in here? Shelly and Bunny. Bunny, I think you're the one, are you the one that was, is she the one in, Oh, Bunny, you had asked the question about Copics. So let me answer that really quickly. I think you had asked the question about, not Copics, I'm sorry, about the hybrid inks. Are they good for Copics, watercolors, and embossing? And yes, the answer is yes for all three of those. Our hybrid inks, a hybrid ink is a combination ink. So let me give you a quick little background on it. Hybrid ink is a combination ink. It's a combination of a pigment and a dye ink. So it's going to have qualities of both of those types of ink. So because of that, it is not water-based, which means that you can use it with Copics, okay? You can also use it with watercolor paints. Now, you're not going to be able to use it as a watercolor paint because it's not water-soluble, but you can stamp with it, and then you can use your watercolor paints with it. And hybrid inks are not technically designed to be able to use embossing powders with them, but ours are so, they're so juicy and so wet that if you work quickly enough, and I've demonstrated this in videos before, I'm not sure what Alan's doing over here, sorry, it's distracting me. If you work quickly enough, if you have your stuff ready, ready to go, you have your embossing powder out and everything, you can stamp with our hybrid inks, put your embossing powder on it, and emboss with it with your heat gun. So yeah, you can absolutely use all of those as well as other mediums too. So it's kind of your go-to ink for most of your crafting needs. So you're going to be able to stamp on things like solid surfaces like wood. You can stamp on fabric. You can stamp on glossy surfaces. You just need to heat set it on some of these things. But yeah, they are fantastic. So that's why when we decided to have our own inks, that's why we chose a hybrid ink, because I didn't want to have to, have a whole collection of all these different types of inks all over the place and try and figure out which ink I needed for which application I was going to do at the time. So anyway, today we're going to be doing something with Halloween. I prepped something the other day that I can't tell you about just yet, and it kind of got me in the Halloween mood. So I decided to do a Halloween card. So we're going to go ahead and switch the camera, and we're going to get started with that. All right, let me turn this green screen off so all of our colors look right. Grab my glasses, and that helps me to see. By definition, that's what they do, right? Oh, let me show you what I'm going to be working with before I pull this out. Look at that. It's been a few days. I'm out of practice. Okay, so these were my two inspiration pieces right here. I really wanted to work with our Happy Haunting stamp set. This is a big stamp set. It's a big 6x8 stamp set. You have all kinds of goodies in here. We've got, I love the variation of sentiments in here. So we have this really big sentiment here that we're going to actually put on the inside of the card. We have a variation of sizes in here that you can, kind of mix them up and stuff. This one says Boo. And you can actually, if you look at the Boo, you can use this little pumpkin as the O, or you can stamp the O twice, which is really cute. Absolutely love that spider web. They're super, super cute. Mine's a little bit loved, meaning it's been used already. That's why it looks like some of the stamps are out of place, because this is actually my sample. So on the back of our stamps, if you're not familiar with them, we always have some colored images on the back there to give you guys kind of a suggestion as to how you can color them. And it also gives you a much better visual on what the stamps look like. It's kind of hard to see sometimes when you're looking at this. And then we have coordinating dies for this, and you're going to be able to use these dies to cut out most of your characters and your accessories. So that was my inspiration, and I wanted to do something with a slimline because I love the slimlines. And so I decided to work with the slimline corner scallop, and I chose only the outermost die here. I'm not going to frame it with the nested die that's inside there. I only wanted the outermost die, which is going to be used to create my my card topper, and it has that stitching on there. And then I grabbed this really, really cute scalloped frame that's inside here too. And I love these sets because we give you so many dies in here. There's 14 dies altogether. So, and you know, we're not saying, you know, I mean, let me put it to you this way. If we had created a solid die in the center here and just put like, you know, 3 circles, you would have very, very limited use with your die. But we wanted to give you all of the pieces so you can create your own shapes. So like, for example, this right here, look how many dies we have just right here. It keeps going, right? It's like a clown car. So you can create layered circles with all these pieces. If you just want to create 3 circles down the center of your card, you can do that with this die or with this die here. I can nest these together if I want to do some layering. I have these 2 beautiful little flowers. I have the large flower and then the smaller flower. And I have a circle in here that can be used to nest as well. So you have a lot of options. And we do that with both the square and with the heart. Because I did not want to limit you guys and say, hey, you have to do with this die, you can only create a window setup that has, you know, 3 circles in it. And then we've got to sell you another die that has maybe 3 squares down the center. And I know, and I've seen that, and to be honest with you, you know, all right, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. We are a business and we are about making money, but I'm not all about, you know, just, you know, trying to get, you know, as much money as I can. I want to be smart about it. I want to make sure that you guys have a really good purchase so that you're happy with the product. And so instead of selling you, what would that be? I don't even know how many different dies that might be, you know, 10 dies or whatever to achieve what this 1 die set can do. I would much rather sell you this 1 die set so that you can achieve all kinds of looks with it. So that is my thinking behind it. You know, these dies are not cheap, and I want you guys to make sure you have a really good purchase. And then while I was working, I also grabbed one of my favorite go-tos, and that is the Over the Hills die. I'm noticing that this is really, really bright on the screen. It's hard to see some of the writing, so let me dim this brightness down a bit. So this is the Over the Hills die set. It's 1 die, and it actually automatically cuts into 2 pieces. So, as always, I got started. Oh, and before I forget, we do a giveaway if we have anybody new here today. The only way we know if you're here is if you leave a comment. So, at the end of the video, Alan, my husband, is actually going to draw somebody's name from the comments, and you're going to win that slimline die set. So let's see, let me put all this together. I have all these little pieces. You can see I was playing and just kind of cutting things and stamping and coloring, and we'll see how this ends up. I'm most certain I have stamped and colored too many characters and too many little embellishments, but isn't she cute? Look at her. I mean, for goodness sake, she's just the cutest little witch. I just think she's darling. Okay, so I went ahead and I stamped a bunch of things. You're not going to be watching me color, but I stamped a whole bunch of pieces from the stamp set, colored them up with some Copics, die cut them, and I'm going to set those aside. And these here were cut. I'm going to walk you through this a little bit as well. Those were cut with the the Slimline, and then here's what I did with the Over the Hill. Now, this is where I was getting started. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do and how I was going to work this. And my first thing, and this is something I want to show you guys, I wanted to do some ink blending, so I had kind of a fun and colorful background. But and I know you guys have seen me do ink blending already before, several times, but I wanted to blend with some black. And I wanted to get a graduation of color, and so I wanted to kind of show you how I did this because I'm really pleased with how it turned out. And anyway, so I'm going to show you how I did it and the colors that I used. Let me go ahead. Let me move all this stuff over. All right, so whenever I'm going to do ink blending, I've always got a scrap piece of paper underneath what I'm doing. Let me do it this way because I'm going to be blending up. So this is my go-to Strathmore Bristol right here. Strathmore Bristol Smooth Surface, and yes, we do have this in the store. I don't know if somebody wants to put the link up there for that, but we do have it in the store. If you go under the tab that says like paper and more, and then go down to, I think it's the other tab under there, you will see this. But this is my favorite, my go-to whenever I'm going to be blending with inks. It is absolutely fantastic paper. So I went ahead with my largest die from the scalloped Slimline, and I die cut that. Do we have any questions, Alan?
No.
No questions so far. Everybody's so quiet. Okay. So let me show you all the colors here that I ended up pulling. I first pulled, and I haven't actually blended with this before. This is Alloy. It's gray. I love this gray. It's a beautiful, beautiful gray. I pulled that first because I wanted to have, I didn't want to have any white on the card where the blending is. But I didn't want it to just be really bright down at the base of it either. So that's my start. And then I have La La Lavender. So let me do this way. It's going to be in order of how I use it. Alloy, La La Lavender. Let's move this over here. And then Grape Ape. And then for the darkest colors, I've got Dark Wash Jeans. And then I'm going to be blending with my Raven just a little bit. And that's the reason I decided to show you guys the blending, because that was a scary one for me, to be honest with you. I wasn't sure how that was going to play out. So I have my brushes here. I have one for each of my colors, and I have them labeled, of course. So the first color I'm going to grab is going to be Alloy. And I'm going to be careful with this because it is look how dark it is. So when I have a color that's really dark that I'm going to blend with, I'm going to blend a lot of that color off and come in off of the edge, and I'm going very gently, very soft in circles with this color. This is my Alloy. And you can see, I mean, I'm still blending. Color is still coming off of this. You're going to get a lot of color with these, and they're going to blend beautifully on this paper. I mean, I'm sure other papers would work fine. You want to test. You have to make sure that you always remember that your paper is always one of your tools. You can't just grab any paper when you're going to be crafting. You know, I mean, of course, there's going to be some things that, you know, if you're just using a card base, okay, I mean, you can use just about anything for a card base if you want. You know, whatever your preference is in terms of how, you know, how heavy or light you want that cardstock to be. That's completely up to you. But for applications like this, you want to make sure if you're working with, you know, your different mediums. If you're working with Copics, for example, you're going to be using a paper that is going to be Copic friendly. If you're going to be painting with watercolors, you're not going to be painting with watercolors on anything but a watercolor paper. But the paper is one of your tools. Esmeralda is asking, do you have a discount code on your site still going on for Scrapbook Expo? No, right now we do. What?
Saturday?
Right now, we do not have a Scrapbook Expo discount code. Our next Scrapbook Expo event is actually on the 5th. It is on September 5th.
That's not Saturday.
No, that's not Saturday.
Oh.
It's on September 5th. It is a Saturday, but it's not this next Saturday. Look at the calendar. It's September 5th. Okay, so now the next color I have is La La Lavender. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my La La Lavender brush. And I'm going to kind of arc this a little bit. Arc? Arch. Arch it. That's what I'm doing. I'm arching it. I'm going to come in from the side and I'm going to go up and around. Because I do want it to be a little bit lighter up and around the center in this area here. There we go. I'm going to bring this up a little bit farther. Now I'm always very conservative when I first lay the color down. I can always add more, but I can't take it away. Grape Ape is my next color. Grape Ape and La La Lavender are beautiful, beautiful pairs of colors. They look really great together. The Grape Ape is a darker version of the La La Lavender. All right. You see how this just moves around. It's just so pretty. I love it. And I love purple with Halloween. I have a fascination with purple when it comes to Halloween. So next is Dark Wash Jeans. So I have my Dark Wash Jeans brush. Now this one I'm going to be a little more sparing with. And I'm going to start up around the top because that's where it's going to be the darkest. And my brush is loaded right now with color. I'm doing this very, very light-handed. And I want to leave that purple and that kind of purple glow in the center there. Get a little more color. I'm going to get a little more intense around the top with that blue because this is going to be a night. I want it to be kind of like a glowing night sky. All right. Now right now it looks kind of icy because I have that pink and that blue. And that was why I wanted to bring the black in. And I think the black makes all the difference. And I chose to work with a really tiny little brush for the Raven. Our black is an incredibly black, like deep black. So I don't want a ton of this. So I'm using a smaller brush so that helps me to control the amount of the color. And I'm making little circles so that it blends nicely. Lucy is asking if I'll be using markers today. I will not be using markers today. Sorry. So there we go. I think that looks really pretty. I love color blending. I just think it's so beautiful. I'm going to get really dark around the edges here. Just at the edges. There we go. And I don't think I'm going to add any other color anywhere else. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm very happy with how it came out. You can see the black, the blue, the purple, down to the lavender, and right into that gray. So you can see all of the colors. Shannon is asking, do you clean your brushes? No, I don't. I'm incredibly lazy with that. That's why I have one brush for every single color. The great thing about the hybrid inks too is that they reactivate each other. So, you know, it's not going to hurt anything to leave it on my brush. It's just going to kind of reactivate when I start blending a whole bunch more in there. So that is our background. I think it's just gorgeous. I hope you guys like it. I think it's pretty. Okay. So next, I want to show you this die. So I played with this for a while. I did plan this card a little more than I normally do plan things because I really wanted this to work. So this die here, I'm going to talk about it. When we create our dies for these pieces, we give them a lot of thought. This one actually has a cut line for the scallop on the outside, and then it has a stitch. What?
Keep going, I guess. The video cut out.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, then, shoot. Alan said the video cut out. Did it cut out everywhere?
There it goes.
Okay. So we have a cut line on the outside, which is a scallop. And then we have a stitch line. And then we have another cut line on the inside, and then one more stitch line. And so what that does is it's going to cut, let me show you this. It's going to cut just like this. All right, so I went ahead and I already stamped a sentiment, and this is going to be used on my card. But I went ahead and you can see how all of these pieces, how all of this works. So we had the cut line for the scallop, that stitch, another cut line, and then a stitch. And so what that second cut line will do is it allows me to pop that center out. And so now I can layer this up above. I can layer it in this manner as well if I want to use foam to pop them up. It allows me to create dimension with it, and with one cut I have two pieces that nest absolutely perfectly. So we do give these a tremendous amount of thought, and we've done that with several of the pieces, and some of them you might have two dies where if you run them together like that, this is the idea, this is what you get. So play with the dies when you get them at home. See what you get when you use one die at a time versus combining some of the dies, and see how you can really layer them and create some really unique and beautiful pieces to add a lot of dimension onto your cards. So as you can see, I've already cut out of this one. I'm going to go back to this one now just because it's already cut. And I went ahead and I stamped up in the corner this, this spider web. And I stamped it with the raven. When I ran the die through, this is what I got. This is how it all lines up here. Let me make sure I have this. Do I have it turned right? I think it goes, no, I had it right. Goes that way. And then this piece went in here. All right, so that's how it was. And then I laid the die over it, taped it, ran it through, and then it pops out these pieces here. And then I went ahead, because I wanted to have my sentiment on the inside piece, but I wanted it to be white. So I ran the die through a second time, and that was what you saw a moment ago. And so I have these four pieces now, and I'm just going to take the white center from this one and replace the purple center just like that. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. This is going to end up going like this here, in here. And you're going to see how it works out in just a moment, because I think it turns out really, really pretty. I think it's going to. We'll see. But on the inside of this card, I need to get a sentiment. Now Sharon is saying, are your inks foam or felt? They are felt. Very, very purposely felt. I'm not a big fan of the foam because it's really squishy, and I worry that they're going to leak, and I didn't want to have that trouble. I'm not saying that they all do. That's absolutely not the intention of my comment. I just worry about it. They're also really squishy and soft. I like the firmness of the felt, so ours are felt. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp a sentiment on the inside of this. haven't used this one before, so I may have to stamp it a couple of times, but we'll see. I wanted to use this really big one on the front that's in here. It says eat, drink, and be scary. I think that's cute. Like instead of eat, drink, and be merry. Haha. I think it's really cute. So, what's wrong, Alan?
I'm just wondering if you opened a new set or...
No, I couldn't find the second set. I didn't know if we took that back to the office or not. Alan's checking to see what I opened up. Is that straight? I hope it is.
A2?
No, this card is a slimline card.
Okay.
Yep. So, all right. So I have eat, drink, and be scary. Put that in there. I'm going to move that down here because that lifted up. I don't want that to lift up. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp with my Raven hybrid ink. Actually, let me rub this just because it's new. I haven't stamped with this one yet. Usually after you stamp a couple of times, they're conditioned.
Did you get the idea for the spider web in the corner because of the spider web in the kitchen?
Alan is asking if I got the idea for, oh, that's really sticking. If I got the idea for the spider web in the corner from the spider web that we had in the kitchen.
It was in the corner.
Yeah, we had a few. Yeah, we've got, our kitchen has 9-foot ceilings in it, and I don't often look up in there, but I looked up one day and we had cobwebs and some of them were just hanging. I'm like, what in the heck? Where are we living? You know, it's summer in Michigan when that looks really good. I'm gonna give it one more. You know, it's summer in Michigan when you've got cobwebs because the spiders are just like going crazy. There we go. Gorgeous. Lovely. All right. I'm going to wipe this up. It's just a damp towel there. I'm going to get my cleaner, my Extreme Clean, to get any excess off of my stamp, so that it's ready for next time. And I'm going to wipe that up with my damp chamois again. There we go. So that is ready for next time. Go ahead and put this away. I'm always very careful to put my stuff away when I'm done using it, not only because I don't want to lose it, but I also don't want them to get, especially the stamps, I don't want them to get fuzzy, to get, you know, lint and stuff on them. So, okay, this should be dry now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this, no, I'm not going to do that yet. No, I have to build it on there. That's right. I have to build it on the card base because I have that in the center there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this taped. Let me open it up just in case it's not fully dry. I'm going to put my double-sided tape and I want to get, let me put this on here because I want to have some of the tape up on either side of that little window too, so that that stays down. Make sure your card is going in the correct direction for when you open it. Esmeralda is asking, how does one get on your inspiration team to make cards? Oh, well, that's a really good question. We don't typically do design team calls. A lot of our team they're by referrals and such. But you can certainly send us an email to customer service at LDRScreative.com, and you know, you can send some of the samples of some of the cards that you've done. Send some of your favorites, and we actually just added several people to the team, but you know, we will definitely keep, you know, everybody's names, and if somebody's interested, and if we have an opening, we take a look at all the names that we have. So Sarah is saying, how do you store your inks? Right side up or down? I actually store mine, to be honest with you. Mine are in a little, what is it? It's like a little nail polish holder cart thingy, jiggy thing. And mine are kind of upright a little bit like this. But you can certainly store them flat. They're not gonna leak for you. That felt stays really, really nice and together. Okay, so my next step is that I want to have this little frame up like this. And so I need to put that up on foam. And this is going to be really skinny. What? Who's asking? Is that you, Alan? Alan put up on there, did you ever find the killer wasp? And I'm like, he does this to me, puts me on the spot. And then I'm sitting here thinking, did I post about that? I don't remember putting that out there. We opened up the door yesterday. Somebody we were walking out of the house, opened up the door, had the door open too long. You wouldn't think it would be too long, the amount of time it was. But in flew, it was a black wasp. I, of course, went running, screaming. I've never been stung by anything, and I am just terrified. I am absolutely terrified of bugs. I cannot even stress how terrified of bugs I am. And so we couldn't find it. It's like, it's weird. I don't know if you guys have ever watched a wasp fly, but it's almost like they just kind of like, they don't even make a sound, and they just kind of like float in the air. And that thing floated past me, and then we never saw it again. And I thought, oh my gosh. So I went running, closed the bedroom door. We still haven't found it. And yeah, I woke up a couple of times in the middle of the night. I was just terrified. I was actually up here in the studio working on getting prepped for this. And I had a panic moment because I didn't tell you this, Alan, but one of the neighbors, they turned on like some garden tool, and I had music on up here, and they turned on a garden tool, and I suddenly heard buzzing. And I all but had to run downstairs and change my clothes. It scared me so bad. It was awful.
You and Kiki spent how many hours in the
quarantine? It was terrible. It was, yeah. My son and I we almost like we were quarantined, but we like closed the door. We have these French doors that go to a little sitting room, and we went in there. I was working in there all day because we knew it wasn't in there, but oh my gosh, I was just so terrified. All right, enough about that. Thank you, Alan, for mentioning that. I truly appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'm lining this up right with where it's cut. Look how pretty. It just gives you, when I turn this on the side, look at it, gives you that little bit of dimension. I just think it's so pretty. It's just that little bit of lift. And then I'm going to take this Trick or Treat, and I'm not going to put this on foam. I'm going to set that down in there and adhere it right to the card base. And now, of course, I have to make sure I drop this in here just right. I don't want it to be crooked.
That's a good question for you.
All right, there we go. So now that is set in. Isn't that pretty? I think it's really nice. So Andrea is saying, do you find that tape dispenser bulky? No, I love that tape dispenser.
Which one, the pink one?
I'm assuming you mean this one.
Yeah.
This one.
You like the little one.
Well, I like the little one too. Well, yeah, but this is my go-to. I do grab this little, I do grab the little one if I have to use it on tiny little spaces.
What is the kind?
This one is Scrapbook Adhesives.
That's the company you like though, right?
No, Scrapbook Adhesives is really good. My favorite is actually Thermoweb.
Okay.
And I had a Gina K, and I think hers are ThermoWeb. I had a Gina K, and I really loved it. No, this one though, this tape, this is what I use, and this is my big favorite.
One of those flats.
Okay, and I got to tell you, I was very skittish about getting it. I knew a crafter once who used to use it a lot, and I thought, oh gee, I was actually concerned about the same thing, controlling it and so on and so forth. It's going to be a real pain, but I love it. All right, so I have this. I had a scrap piece of green paper, and so I used my Over the Hills die, and I cut this twice. One of them more shallow than the other. You can see the thickness is different. So I cut it twice, and it's too big, so I'm just going to trim it down. I just cut it from the scrap paper that I had. I need this to be 3 1/4 wide, because that's how wide my card is. And so I'm going to go up here, so trim this side. I'm trimming from both sides so that I kind of have the little hill in the center. So then, let me see, if I layer this like that, and then this one, nope, I have to do it this way. This one has to go first, and then this one is going to be up a little bit on foam. Okay, so that should work if I put that one there. So that's about 3/4 of an, little shy of an inch in height, and I'm gonna lay this, put this one flat. I just ran out of tape. Remember I told you earlier I'm gonna run out of tape?
You got some?
Huh?
Oh, you got the little one.
Yeah, I have the little one. But I do have some. It's in the drawer. It's in the, no, right down here, this tape drawer right down there.
We have a tape drawer.
Yes, we have a tape drawer.
Okay.
I have a tape drawer. I don't know about you, Alan, but I have one. Oops, I just forgot that I went to use it. I actually had a little piece in there, so that's good. But yeah, I just ran out of tape. So Alan's going to fill that for me. I'm going to tuck the end of this under here. That's why I didn't put the tape all the way up to the edge. I'm going to tuck this piece in. That die that does the hills is so cool because it's one die. Where is it? If you haven't seen it, it's one die, and the cut lines come together here. So when you cut with it, it automatically cuts it into 2 pieces. So I didn't trim that. It automatically trims those 2 pieces. Now, of course, this is kind of like how it fits in here, like this. Like, well, it actually fits the other way because it would go this way, because I'm looking at the back of it. But it would fit like that. And it would be much longer, of course. I just had a shorter piece that I trimmed. So, and it cuts those 2 pieces. So it gives you instant dimension on your cards. And so now I need some foam. I'm going to pop this one up on some foam. And yes, we have these foam rolls. This is the Scotch. We have the foam rolls in the store. They are very, very long. I've been using this one since before the pandemic. I already had it opened when you know, like back in March when we all had to go in quarantine, or lockdown, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So I've been using this for all of my lives and other things as well, ever since. That's how long they last. I think it's like 38 yards long or something. So, you know, when you look in the store, we've already got these things discounted 10%. Did I do that on the wrong side? I did. I put it on the wrong side. What a goofball. Let's peel that up. And we're going to hope I don't tear the paper. There we go. I've already got them just kind of 10% in the store. And you will get a tremendous amount of use out of it. I know they seem pricey, and they are, but they last a really, really long time. And I love these too because this Scotch is my favorite because it, let me make sure I have this in the right direction, because it's thin, so I can really control the depth of the dimension that I want to put. If I want to double it up or triple it, I can. So there we go. So now I have some hills. Oops, actually I need that foam. I shouldn't have put that away. Now we're going to start putting all these little characters and things on. I think they are just so cute. Let me get all these little guys over here. Everybody. Everybody. Here we go. I love this little house. I think that house is going to go right in the center, right there, because I think it's super duper cute. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of foam on the top part of that. Let me see if... And then I'm going to put some tape underneath it. Did you refill this? He did. Look at that. Alan, my producer, refilled it for me. So I'm going to put this right up here. What, Alan?
All of our tape guns come with automatic refills by you.
Oh. You want me to say that, Alan? Alan said all the tape guns come with automatic refills by him. Yeah, right. That's not centered. You know, I'm going to center it. I'm going to center it on that scallop. This is my weirdness. I like things to be centered on each other. So there we go. So I put foam underneath the top part of that, and then this part I have tape just to adhere that down. So I wanted to have a little bit of dimension on that. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start figuring out how these guys are going to go in here. So I want them to be kind of in front, as though this is kind of in the background. And I'm going to get these pumpkins. Ooh, that might be a little too much tape there. Put that pumpkin down. Let's get another pumpkin going. I suddenly had this feeling that I was saying the wrong word, that they weren't actually pumpkins. But I think they are. Right?
Well,
You know, sometimes you think, boy, that sounds weird to be calling that. It's just kind of strange.
a senior moment.
Yeah, Alan says it's a senior moment. All right, here we go. I hope this is going to work out. I thought it'd be cute to have this little pumpkin in front. So I think it looks cute. And then let's get this little adorable little witch in here too. I need to have a little bit more at the top there because I have all that dimension. I've built up with foam down here, but not here. So I'm going to have a little more. Let me see where she's going to fit in there. Yep. Let me put one more layer. And this is what I was talking about, controlling the layers without getting too much bulk. Very cute. I like that. And then we'll have this little ghost here too. Oops. Where's the edge? There we go. I think I'm going to cut this one in half because I want to build up the top where I've already got foam here but not here. So I want to build up the top with 2 layers, and then the bottom is only going to have 1 layer. So then it should lay fairly flat and even. And I'm going to lift him up just a little bit. Creates a little more interest rather than having it all on a straight, you know, one level there. Oh, and then I got this too because I think it's so cute. This little bag. It's a little trick-or-treat bag. I think that's adorable. And I liked how his hands are in. So we're going to have him holding this little trick-or-treat bag. Just like that. Look at how cute. Oh, he's just adorable. And then, of course, we have these guys here. So, oh, we have him too. I think I want to put that spider up there. So let's put the spider up. So I'm going to have that spider just kind of coming down off just like that, hanging. That's just adorable. And let's see, what else are we going to put in here? I think we're going to be finishing a little bit early today, but we'll see. I've got this little bat. I better lay these out first, how I'm thinking. Put the ghost there. Maybe like that. That's cute. All right, so we'll put this little ghost on some foam over here.
Okay, this is officially the
What?
last time I have to reset the overhead camera.
Okay. And then
Hopefully,
I'm going to put him on an angle that direction. And then, where's my tape? Put this last little guy here. Because I've already, oops, I need a little more tape. I didn't get enough on there. Because I've already got this frame and everything up on foam, I'm not going to put this little ghost up on foam. Look how cute he is. I think it looks adorable. Now, we still have some space on the inside here, and I was kind of thinking might be cute to have these at the bottom because it's candy and it's Halloween. And I thought that would be really cute. And I'm going to do them flat because I want my card to close. So let's go like that. And then this last little one that's separated from the group. Just like that. And we still have a pumpkin. But I don't think I'm going to put the pumpkin anywhere. That might be a little much if I put the pumpkin up here. Actually, it's kind of cute. I'm going to do it. I didn't get any tape on it. Alan, I think, oh, there we go.
Be flat.
Yeah, it has to be flat. I don't think I had it right. There we go. Very cute. I think it came out really nice. I'm really happy with it. I like the scene. I like the dimension that we have when we look at this. The trick or treat is kind of set in from the scallop, and the scallop is set up and away from the rest of the card. We have an adorable little scene. And these little guys were so much fun to color. I left some lighter spaces in there so that we would, have separation of color and kind of some highlights. So that was really fun to do. And then the last thing that I'm going to do actually is, oh yes, Lee is saying, I'm noticing white highlights on the witch. Do you do that with a white pencil or a gel pen? I actually didn't do it with either. I just brought my color up just on the inside of the line. So here's what I did. I colored, I wish I had one I could stamp. I colored the whole hat in a really light gray. And then when I took my darker grays, I went up in color because I always start light and go up to dark. I went just inside the line and left a little highlight there, and I left a little highlight on the rim of her hat as well so that it shows the definition. I did the same thing on the dress. You can see where I left some of that color in there as well. You can see I did it here on the bat. And I just think it kind of separates the color so that it gives it some lift, it gives it some dimension, and it separates it so you can see the shape of the images. You can see on her little shirt here, or her dress, did the same exact thing. So I went in with the lightest color first. I don't know if it's, Is it blurry? I went in with the lightest color first, and then I took the darkest color and didn't go all the way to the edge. Debbie is saying, do you have any plans for a future demo with the Halloween Winnie polka doodles? Ooh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. I hadn't planned on it, but I also don't plan a lot of what I'm doing on these. So I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle to this. This is a Nuvo Aqua Shimmer Glitter Gloss Clear. So I'm just going to go right along. You guys are probably not going to be able to see this. I can't even see it. But when the light hits it, it's going to add a little bit of a shimmer to the spider web. And I just think that's going to be really pretty. I think I'm going to go over a couple of things with this. Let me see if it catches. I think you're seeing maybe a little bit of the glitter in there. But I'm going to add a little bit. Where else can I put it? I'm going to add it right in here on the green. It doesn't change the color any. It just adds a little bit of fun. So I think that's kind of fun. Make that house shimmer a bit. Ooh, how about the buckle and the star? So that's kind of fun. Oh, and you know what else we can do while I have it? I have my Sharpie paint pen here. That's just me shaking up the Sharpie. I'm going to go ahead and put like some little, almost like little starry kind of things in here. That's kind of fun. It's a starry night. I don't want it to look like snow, so I'm not going to do too much. But just some little stars. That's kind of fun. Alrighty. I think I would probably actually, now that I've done that, I think I would go in with our what is that one called? I think it's called Over the Moon. It's a die set, and it has the moon and the stars. And I think now that I've done that, I am a little bit concerned that maybe it looks a little bit like snow. So I think what I might do off camera is take that die set that has the moon, and it also has some stars in there. And I think that I might add a couple of the stars in there. So, yay. Oh, see, I have the green screen on, so now you can see right through that green grass. That's kind of funny. Isn't that weird? Look at that. Oh, wait, when I hold it up here, look, you can see like the trees back there. That's kind of cool. That green screen is so weird. Oh, alrighty. So we're kind of a little bit early today, a few minutes early. So let's see, Alan, we have a winner tonight. The winner is going to get, he's going to draw a name for me, and the winner is going to get a Slimline Corner Scallop die set. Yay! I don't think we've done a giveaway with these yet. We have a name?
Counting.
Oh, Sheila Fisher. Sheila Fisher, you are the winner tonight. You get the Slimline Corner Scallop die, girly girl.
She said, "Pick me, Alan." And that wasn't.
Oh.
That was after.
Oh, he just looked and he saw where you, Sheila. He just looked and he saw where you wrote "pick me," but he had already picked you. So congratulations, goodness gracious. What has Angie been drinking off camera? Congratulations, Sheila. Yay, so exciting. We need your address, girl. So send us an email at customerservice@ldrscreative.com. We need your address so we can get your die set out to you. Yay, so much fun. So this was fun. I hope I got you guys in the mood for doing some Halloween stuff. We actually, we do have some Halloween stuff that's going to be coming out in a few weeks. You know, everything is a little bit delayed with, you know, with shipping and, you know, just the current situation. There's just nothing we can do about it. But we do have some stuff that's going to be coming out. Not a whole lot of Halloween, but we do have some really cute things. So let me think. What else do we have? Thursday, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing. It might be Halloween related. More than likely, it's going to be fall. I'm guessing it's going to be fall related because I did Halloween tonight, so I'll probably do something with fall. And I'm just kind of getting in that mode. It's still like 90 degrees here in Michigan, and I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm thinking already about boots and sweaters, and I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting a little tired of, you know, summer attire, but that's okay. In Michigan, we have all the seasons, and I love them all. So hubby doesn't like them all so much, but I do. Anyway, so Thursday, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm guessing it's going to be fall related. We're going to be right back here again at 7 p.m., and I hope you guys are going to join us. Do we have any more questions from anybody?
I don't see any.
Don't see any?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed my card. I hope you liked it. Hopefully I put you in kind of, you know, get you ready for Halloween. So take care tonight. Tomorrow I will be back here on Thursday, and I hope that you will all join me. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.